the headlines here, we said we'll be talking to Seth Bennett. That's the man, BBC commentator. We actually spoke with him yesterday via Skype when he was talking about Chris Froome, how he grew up in Kenya, and of course he trained in South Africa. And finally, he became a tour champion, becoming the first African-born British man to win a tour. We'll just link up with him right now. Winning Tour de France back-to-back. And of course, it's also the first time after the Lance Armstrong's doping saga.
I think it's a difficult one because I think there's a lot of belief in Chris Froome. There's also a lot of belief in the man behind Team Sky, a gentleman called Sir Dave Brailsford, who, you know, has masterminded the success of Sir Bradley Wiggins. He's masterminded the success of Chris Froome this time around. And they do that very much on the basis that they are a clean team. They're a team that are going to do the little things to get gains rather than to cheat. So, you know, they make sure they have the best bus. They make sure that they have the opportunity to get to the hotel before any other team afterwards. They sleep on the right beds. They sleep in the same beds. They eat the right food. So they do it millimetre by millimetre, you know, second by second, they improve themselves. So I think the attitude across the UK has been very much about the fact that, you know, it's a great thing to now have a winning streak in the Tour de France. You know, it took 99 years to get the first one, and all of a sudden 1 year on we have two. So at good times, and the prediction is Chris Froome could be right at the very top of Tour de France cycling for maybe the next 5-6 years.
Chris Froome, he's the first cyclist winning it after the Lance Armstrong doping saga. How are they taking it? Because he said he was tested close to 20 times, and people keep asking questions, is he clean?
I think Chris Froome is somebody who is adamant he is clean, and if you listen to what he said on the Champs-Élysées when he stood there and made his winner's speech, he said, "This is the yellow jersey that will stand the test of time." And by that he means that you test me as many times as you want, and in 20 years, if you've got new testing methods, you can go through everything all over again. I will be clean. I am a rider who is clean. And all the way through this tour, questions, particularly from the French media, have come to him saying that there's no way you can produce the level of performance that he has and be a clean rider. They compared him to Lance Armstrong, and he's come through with flying colours. And I think that's the biggest thing. You know, the head of his team, Sir Dave Brailsford, said that this is an era now that has a new generation of riders. And Chris Froome is the right man to lead the new generation of clean riders into that next level and the next opportunities that they'll have.
When did he join Team Sky, and how long was he in Africa?
Well, Chris Froome grew up in Kenya. He's a Kenyan. He was there early on in his life before eventually he moved to South Africa. And it was in South Africa that he got a real love for cycling. And it was only when he got a little bit older that he became more involved in Britain and within the UK. And that's when he decided he wanted to become a British rider. He's been with Team Sky since his inception, 24 months ago, something like that. And he's been a key part of that team. Now, you may remember last year, he was the guy that dragged Bradley Wiggins up those mountains. He was the guy that got him to the end of the race.
All right, that's Bennett talking to us from Seth Bennett, a BBC commentator, talking about Chris Froome. All right, Mohammed Bashir will join us now live from Abuja. He is a member of the Technical Committee of Confederation of African Cycling. Good morning, sir. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. We can get straight to Mohammed today. Maybe tomorrow we'll be able to talk to him, and he will be able to throw more light on what the Confederation of African Cycling is doing concerning actually making cycling one of the top sports in Africa. When you have someone training in Africa and being able to win Tour de France, it simply means we have it all here.
Yeah, Chris Froome was nurtured in Africa. There's no doubt about that now. And it's a shame we couldn't get across to the technical director because
they're actually planning ECOWAS cycling tour that will also
I was
compete
actually
with Tour
going
de
to
France.
see. I was going to ask him what plans he had for Nigerian cyclists, like because we can't produce these players. We have the rods, we have the talent here, we have the players.
And we won't have where they can train.
Exactly,
to
we
have
have we have the terrain as well too. So maybe when we try tomorrow, we can get the technical
we'll
director
still try to
online.
talk to him. Okay, Mohammed is back online. I think we just have 1 minute to talk to him. Yeah. Good morning, Mohammed.
Good morning, Lady C.
Yeah, Chris Froome, of course, he trained in Africa. You already know all that. He trained in Africa and became Tour de France champion. What is the Confederation of African Cycling doing to ensure that we're able to produce our own champion, not just a British champion?
Yeah, you see the problem we're having back home here is lack of sponsorship and enough competitive cycling competition. But we have the talent abundantly here in Africa. Though the one that won the Froome that won the Tour is, to me, on my own opinion, is an African because he was born in Kenya and brought up in Kenya. He started cycling there. And you see, he has also represented Kenya in Commonwealth Games. So, and the other one that won the other yellow jeans is also from South Africa. But with support and sponsorship, definitely Africa can produce a great cyclist like those in Tour de France.
All right, thank you very much for talking to us this morning. We really don't have much time. I think tomorrow we will talk to you more concerning this. You throw more light on the ECOWAS game and what Africa is doing to produce the next champion. But you just said no sponsorship, and that is the biggest problem. Yeah,
it's a shame because all these bodies are singing the same tune. The Nougat is singing no sponsorship. It's all about their inability to secure funding for their different activities. And it's just a shame. We hope the authorities in charge can do something about this endemic situation.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for joining us on today's show. Of course, later tonight at 9 p.m., Toyin BTO will be on the show for Sports Tonight. Bye for now.